Your favorite fat boys.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite fat boy, Jerron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. the downtown DDT, a.k.a. your next mayoral candidate.
Oh, you run for mayor now? Yeah.
There's going to be some big changes.
What job you got for me?
Oh, well, you can monitor the strippers.
All right now. What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. It's your favorite Fat Boys podcast. And we got this episode here is going to be a kind of what's going on update in the world of Baltimore and
The world of Baltimore.
in Baltimore, and you know what's going around the world period. Give you a Corona update. Cicadas, they flying everywhere and annoying people. Me, violence in Fellows Point. And how well is Brandon Scott doing so far as mayor of Baltimore City?
Yeah, the current mayor, things are happening. He's doing things. He's saying things. We're going to discuss.
Yes. So, when last time we did the episode?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been like, a month? Over a month?
Yeah, over a month.
So, let's get, I guess, any updates you want to give? Let people want to know how you're doing. Because, people are interested in you.
Oh, are they?
Your family is.
So the people who are interested in me and my family, they know what I'm doing. I'm fantastic.
So I'm doing well. I can't complain. Ain't nothing going on.
No news is good news.
Exactly. So that's how I'm gonna carry it. Got a new tattoo. If y'all can see it, let me start moving my hand. So okay. All right. Enough of that. All right. So these cicadas, I can't stand them. They are aggressive as hell. They've been jumping me, attacking me every time they get a chance.
Hey, they spent 17 years in the ground. Now they coming out, they horny as fuck. You be aggressive too.
You right. If I was in the ground pent up 17 years, I'd be aggressive as well. So
sexual repression equals aggression.
You gotta put it down the bottom. So I mean, they just annoying as hell. Like I can tell you many times I got hit in the back of my head by one. One of them flew in my shirt. Hit my hand, flew in my back. One flew in my neck. I was getting a snowball one day, and thank God I didn't drop the snowball. And then they kamikaze into my windshield.
So for all you folks on the West Coast and in other parts of the world who don't know what a cicada is, it's like a locust with a sex problem.
They don't get them on the West Coast?
No.
Huh.
It's the East Coast thing.
Only East Coast.
It's the East Coast.
Not even the South.
Yeah, very few happen towards in the lower South of the United States. It's the East Coast thing.
Okay. So they hibernate when I say they go to sleep for 17 years.
Yeah, so they lay the eggs and they just stayed in the ground for 17 years and then they emerge.
Right.
So fuck for 3 to 4 weeks.
So how many weeks we have more left for the cicadas?
It's like one more week. Yeah, from the time of this recording, it's like another week or so left.
Okay. So y'all do your thing. I ain't mess with y'all. I'm not attacking y'all. I'm not even trying to kill y'all. But stop flying up and hitting me.
I mean, I know why they attack me. I done killed hundreds in my car driving to and from work. I understand your vendetta.
Oh, you need ones with a bomb.
Again,
to get you really good.
I absolutely understand your vendetta.
Oh boy, yeah, I know. In very populated areas with trees, they're real heavy there. So
out where I live, it's not that heavy. So, but
nah, it's
in Baltimore, deep in the city. Oh yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
See them little clippings of wings everywhere because birds are feeding off of them. So.
Oh yeah, it's a smorgasbord for all the animals who feed on insects.
Yeah, they loving it because I've been finding dismembered bodies and wings here and there, and I've seen the birds like swoop from the telephone wires, fly down and get them in midair. That's some real National Geographic shit right there.
That's how they do it.
So are there any bugs that bother you at all? No.
I mean, I got an issue with roaches. But then again, I grew up with roaches. So it kind of makes sense that I got an issue with them.
Understandable. Yeah, I don't care for roaches. I think, you see roaches as a bad sign. If you see one, there's many more coming around the corner.
Most certainly.
So they won't. So going back to cicadas, so they won't be here for another 17 years. Then, so how old will we be? Like almost 50?
Yeah, well, I mean, 17 years will be 54 the next time they show up.
Hope we still be doing the podcast and not be alive.
Oh, I hope not. I said I hope we progress to something else in 17 years.
Hey, that's good. That's good. That's a better answer.
Who wants to be doing a podcast for 17 years? That just sounds sad.
Well, you put it like that.
That just sounds sad.
We need to have better vision, boys. And goals, aspirations.
Right. 54. Do next episode of podcast.
Oh boy, next topic. Violence in Fells Point. So those of you who live in Baltimore City, I'm sure you've seen on the news the clip of a woman getting biased land tossed around, how you want to describe it, to the floor, and she was pretty much unconscious when she hit the pavement because the arm that little lazy thing, like when somebody grab your arm and just flop back down.
So just ragdoll?
Yeah, all the way. Now the things with the pandemic, I won't say it's coming to an end, but now that more things are opening up, more people are going out. Excuse me, more people going to places where you go out to drink, which is like Fells Point, Fed Hill, Mount Vernon. And you go out for a good time, maybe too good of a time, and things tend to happen.
I think my problem with this is how shocked people seem to be that it's happening. When I used to be a club hopper down at Fed Hill and Fells Point, it was always a fight breaking out. That was just a common occurrence. That's how you knew the night was going grand. What the fuck? So to see the people so shocked about the violence, it's like, yeah, this is a normal shit. And granted, it doesn't feel like normal because there was an entire, 15 months of quarantine, right. So shit wasn't going down. But now everybody, they out and they feeling rowdy.
Yeah, I feel the same way you do. Back in my bar hopping days, going down to Fed Hill, Fells Point, that if you didn't see a fight, and it wasn't a good, I won't say it wasn't a good night per se, but it was just so common to see a fight break out somehow or another. Either a fight break out or the police were tossing somebody out of a bar because they were too rowdy or something like that. Right. So for them to be like, oh, not in our Fells Point. Oh, not in Fed Hill.
Yeah,
oh.
They always like to glorify these areas like this shit wasn't a common thing for the longest time.
There's one bar owner. They interviewed him on the news, and he wrote a letter to Mayor Brandon Scott, describing the violence over the past few weeks and everything like that. And he said that he's surprised it hasn't happened sooner. It's bound to happen regardless. It happened last week. It can happen this week. I think this week they had more police presence. They had 9 officers down there, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Oh, it's too many officers down here. I don't know if I feel safe or not."
Hey! You see, we had a whole thing for a year about protesting police brutality, where the police brutalized the protesters. So that it makes perfect sense when you see 9 cops in the general vicinity to not feel safe.
You got cops that were either, when this was happening, either doing something or doing nothing. So, but in all, I mean, it's just common, and I don't know. You can't. I don't know. You can partially blame the pandemic for pent up frustration. People getting out. It's like, oh, I'm a drink, and you drink one too many, and then the person, some reason you want to fight, dude A from across the bar for some odd reason. And,
he was staring too hard,
right? Or some girl said something slick to you, ain't like it, you body slam her.
I spend most of my time in the club DDTing motherfuckers. Boom! Power bombs all day.
Do you think there's a remedy for the violence in these areas?
Sure, take away the liquor.
You're 2 for 2 today. You're 2 for 2. But how they gonna make money stuff on it? They don't got no liquor.
Take away the liquor. So you want to lower the violence in in a bar area, take away the liquor. Ain't nobody fighting. Everybody just sad now.
You're sad. Everybody get old dudes.
So that's how the fuck that works. For everybody going out to the Fells Point area, tuck your head into your chest when you feel your body lift up.
What's that coming from? Uppercut?
No, from you getting power slammed. Tuck your head into your chest.
You know, you going out, just, I would say, know your limit. Don't try to start nothing, won't be nothing.
Know your capabilities.
That too. If you know you gonna take on one nigga, don't try to take on 3 niggas.
And if you a start shit kind of guy,
stay at home.
There you go.
Stay your ass at home. Why nobody want to grow with me? Why nobody want to back me out? Cause you the problem.
So you the start shit nigga.
Oh boy, but yeah, the violence is not surprising. If you've been going to these areas for like the past 10 years, you bound to see a fight.
Right, yeah.
Or being one. You been fight down these areas?
Oh, plenty. Goddamn plenty.
You scoundrel. You ruffian.
I'm a vagabond.
Oh boy. So I don't know what else they want. They necessarily want in these areas. I think they want to take the liquor away. 'Cause I know one bar owner said that with the he had to have had guarded security. And that's costing him money. And he said, of course, he's going to have to raise the prices of the drinks and stuff like that in order to pay his employees.
Oh, that's more bullshit.
He said, it'd be matter of time before you start charging $14 Miller drafts.
That's some old bullshit.
How so?
Because, it ain't costing him that much extra for no added security. I said, if you've been down in those areas, you see plenty of people got bouncers and security. It ain't costing them that much extra. And you got a place that's selling liquor, people buying liquor.
Yeah. They're gonna spend money on the liquor.
So that's some old bullshit.
So, what's going on with so we have an update for Corona, or the coronavirus. Where are we at now?
Well, either you believe that we beat it, or people just fucking tired of it. I'm going to go with a little from column A, a little from column B. Mm-hmm. But more of the states are starting to open up because of the pretty good vaccine rollout under the Biden administration. So at this point in time, I believe it's 65% of American adults have had at least one shot.
Okay.
So, I mean, he wanted to have 70% by July 4th. I mean, it slowed down substantially. So now a lot of states are giving out incentives to try to get people to get vaccinated.
That's what I got a problem with.
Should have held out.
Yeah. They like one lady won. I think it's like they giving out cash prizes in one state, and the woman won like I don't think it was $1 million. It might have been.
It might have been $1 million. I think it was $1 million. They were giving
for getting the vaccine. Where's my check for getting the vaccine?
You were early adopter. You don't get shit. They didn't have to sell you on the idea. You were already part of the goddamn chorus.
Oh man, I was so pissed when I learned about that. Then they were like seeing one state saying they have like over like so much money in prizes to give out. You get vaccinated and things like that. Yeah,
because again, the vaccination rates have slowed down substantially from that big push that we've had in the past few months. So now they're trying to bribe people to get it. People, if you haven't been vaccinated, get vaccinated. Even if you've already had coronavirus and you recovered, still get vaccinated. Said the vaccines have been shown to proven to be better at handling the variants than your own immune system. So get vaccinated.
Please do. But I think that's such bullshit, especially in America. We need an incentive to get the vaccine.
We have such a huge disinformation problem because of the internet and social media that you got to do something to convince people. Because again, we've had a huge anti-vax movement in the past 10 years.
You anti-vaxxers.
Straight uppercuts all day. So,
and I think in one state, this might be the great state of Texas, they were giving out guns.
I don't know if it was Texas, but it was one of the southern states. They were giving out, a hunting rifle, a pickup truck.
A truck?
Yeah, pickup. Yeah, you could win a pickup truck. You could win a hunting rifle, and there was a free lifetime hunting license to get people to get vaccinated.
The hunting license I can see being beneficial. The truck, I think, is overdose. The damn gun is overkill.
Hey, the damn gun is America. That is a clearly American prize.
Yeah. Get vaccinated and we'll give you this free semi-automatic weapon.
And so,
With 2 rounds, if you act now.
So, and I believe Maryland, we have 70% of adults that have at least had 1 shot.
Okay.
So Maryland's, well, I'll say most of the quote unquote blue states are doing really well with vaccine rollout.
It's these red states out here.
They're doing very bad. And so the pandemic isn't over, people. Just to let you know, the pandemic is not over. And for all you motherfuckers who are refusing to get vaccinated, stop being a dumbass.
Yeah, I've been seeing a couple people because Governor Hogan put out that lifted the mask mandate, so you don't have to necessarily wear a mask. But businesses are, they
Yeah, I
can
believe
choose.
that's for vaccinated folks, based off the CDC. If you're vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask.
True. Yes, I'm still wearing mine though.
But the fact of the matter is, nobody's checking to see if you got vaccinated or not. So people can just lie.
Yeah, they're going off honor system. Like
and we know people aren't honorable or honest.
You got your vaccine? Yeah.
Sure do.
What's a vaccine?
So yeah, just like Jerron said, I still wear my mask when I go in, so it's not hurting anybody.
Nah, I plan on wearing mine probably till the end of the year.
More than likely.
Yeah. And even when we go into 2022, I probably still be wearing it until I feel comfortable with that,
And even if I'm not wearing it, I'm gonna keep it in my pocket just in case I see you motherfuckers coughing.
Excuse me, sorry.
Right? Let me get my mask out of my pocket. Fucker.
So, as Stephon said, please get vaccinated. Vaccines are safe. They put out this. I don't know why somebody has to come out every week and say that the vaccines are safe. They don't contain any part of the virus in the vaccine. And no, they do not have microchips in them. And no, they do not have magnets in them.
No, they don't magnetize you. See, every week there's a new conspiracy for the fucking vaccine because every time you disprove one, there got to be something else. Microchips, there's absolutely no way it can fucking work. Said magnetism. Said what is it? Raising the iron in your blood. It's the conspiracy theories are getting increasingly dumber.
They highly creative. Whoever thought about the magnetism, I will give you kudos for creative writing. But that's as far as it goes.
God damn it. So, yeah, get vaccinated so we can officially destroy this disease like we've done with so many others once vaccinations was introduced into the population.
Right, we almost there. Like, I think by the end of this year, if everybody get vaccinated, we can be done with it.
Yeah, I mean, and herd immunity can't even start until at least 80% of the population is either vaccinated or has had the disease. So,
right.
Yeah, get vaccinated.
So I'm going to go back to movie theaters, don't you?
Yeah, I did like going to a movie, like once or twice a month.
Right, and me and stuff, I'm trying to, do these, we got a new podcast adventure. We trying to do more so outside, so we need y'all to be vaccinated so we can do this and go to restaurants and stuff.
Right.
So
get it together.
So have you been following Brandon Scott and his, as he's been married so far?
About the only thing I know about Brandon Scott is that he hasn't really done much.
I agree.
That those trees have not been shook. The leaves are firmly in place. So I'm not quite sure what he's done to say if he's been doing well.
I believe that he elected when the pandemic started, right? Or during the pandemic?
Yeah, it was during the pandemic.
During the pandemic. So he already had a lot on his plate dealing with from Catherine Pugh to Jack Young, then the pandemic and then new police commissioner, and then you got the pandemic going on. I know he was not. The reception I got is that he's not very well liked.
I mean, he talked a big game about what he was going to do, about the changes he was going to make, a fresh young face in this public service office, but he hasn't really done much.
No.
But
I think a lot of it has to do with his hands just being tied to a certain extent.
I don't know. I can't give it all to the pandemic because some people can get some done. They get stuff done. There should be some policy rollout, something. Think about the only thing that he has going on is people are not really happy with him about his slow movement towards police reform. Like his newest police budget adds $28 million increase to their budget.
God,
you're not really doing much with police reform if you're just giving them more money. So yeah, that's about the only thing that he's really shaking people on. So anything else, I couldn't really find anything, and I haven't heard much.
I watched a couple of his press conferences, and the responses from what I seen on the news and read in articles, things like that. And like I said, like the biggest thing is that a lot of people aren't happy with him, and the complete reform is one thing, but the bar owners, restaurant owners, and how he's handled the pandemic, like he's been so strict.
I am absolutely okay with that. For him to be strict about mass mandates and keeping
public safety,
public safety public safety and public health at a high order, I'm fine with that. I'm sure businesses are going to be hurt because of that, but you don't want to continue spreading a deadly communicable disease around. So I am absolutely okay with people being pissed off with him about that. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I feel the same way you do. Like he's being strict for a reason. It's not because he's like he wants y'all to lose money and fire your employees and things like that. And I guess the last result would be closing the business now because you don't have enough business flowing through. He doesn't want that. However, they have gotten money, like the relief money and everything like that. And some people said they haven't gotten a dime.
Yeah, I mean, because part of that was a failure of the last administration to put something in place for, those PPP loans and all of those other relief packages that they were supposed to be putting in place so that these businesses could stay closed.
Right.
So, yeah, part of that problem, it's not even his problem. It's a last administration problem that they're still trying to work out.
So how do they know who was to get that money done? It's just
the problem with this is that, like, for those loans, people applied for, but most of those loans got picked up by big businesses.
Oh, okay.
$1 million, multi-million-dollar businesses took all of that damn money, and so the small businesses who were supposed to be getting that money never got it.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, and on like both rounds of that. So again, that was a problem with the last administration.
And then also too, you got people defrauding those who should qualify for PPP loans, but they're saying they have a business, but then they're taking the money and then spending on other bullshit. Like,
yeah, I mean that has happened, but not to a great extent that it was really affecting things. The biggest thing that was affecting it was huge businesses that were taking PPP loans from small businesses.
Always got to be the big business that fucking up the little guy.
Yeah, because again, the last administration decided not to put any oversight into that situation because everybody was just going to be fair about it. Because again, just like the new mask mandates, it's on the honor system, and people are so honorable and trustworthy. So as far as Brandon Scott goes as mayor, with that portion, I can completely understand it. You want to keep public health at the forefront, even at the expense of some businesses. Even though the larger scheme should have been that last administration should have handled that way better. But as far as any other policies go, I don't know what the hell they are. Hasn't been real clear about that.
Yeah, he seems to be doing a lot of more ducking and I won't say ducking and dodging, but like. I guess you call it ducking and dodging.
Right.
He's been sending invites in office to come to like town hall meetings. He doesn't show up. His excuse is why I had something prior scheduled beforehand. So I had I had a commitment. I had to make sure I attended this meeting. But he said he's like, I'm always sending somebody of my administration to those events, and then we communicate things like that. But I think everybody wants to see the mayor and they want to see him do something.
Yeah, I think maybe he is doing a lot of things, but he definitely has a messaging problem. Yeah. Because nobody knows what the hell his message is.
Yeah, it's right now it's lost in the sauce. And I understand it's a lot on his plate, but say something,
He wanted the job.
Exactly. You got the job now, so everybody's looking for you for leadership and guidance because there's a lot going on with the pandemic, the school system,
Police reform.
peace reform. And also too with all we had like a lot of heavy rain recently. So what's that? Parent Parkway. Was it Heron Road? I can't think of it, but it's on Parent Parkway. It's a dip by Morgan State that floods all the time now. Mm-hmm. So people complain about because a lot of people get stuck, and like a couple years ago it flooded, a bus got stuck. So those type of things, people are looking for.
Well, yeah, America has a major infrastructure problem that needs to be addressed, but that's a whole
nother topic,
different episode.
Yeah, so people are looking for some kind of change somewhere.
Again, like I said, he has a messaging problem because nobody knows what the hell his message is, and he is not doing a good job of getting it out there.
So hopefully, get better with that. But I mean, I voted for him because I wanted to see some new changes. New ideas, not the same old thing.
It's just not happening though.
It's not happening anytime. It's not happening anytime soon. Am I surprised? Not really, because politicians say whatever to get in the office. So
yeah, like I said, he was running on a platform of change, and a lot of great ideas that don't seem to be getting implemented.
Since we're on the topic of politicians, what do you think of the job that Joe Biden is doing so far?
His biggest thing that he needed to deal with was the pandemic, and they have been handling that soundly. Mm-hmm. So based off of that, I would say he's doing well. And the fact that they got relief packages passed and into the hands of the people who needed it.
Right.
So now if Congress would do their fucking job and continue to push a more progressive agenda, I would say he'll do fine. He's currently doing fine. Mm-hmm. I don't have a shit ton of complaints. I have some, but they're not loud enough that it drowns out everything else.
Right.
So again, I would say he's doing fine so far.
Yeah, I think he's handled the pandemic very well.
Right. He had a plan. He got it out. He got the vaccines out. In the best way he could. Trump was just very slow to everything. So, slow, non-existent.
It's pretty much. So,
and Biden actually has professionals handling the messaging and handling how these things progress, as opposed to Trump. Like, you know what? I just get my friends to do it.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say. Well, he's doing fine so far. We'll see how fine it is, later down the line.
Right. One last question I got for you. With all that's been going on with the violence against the AAPI community, and they recently passed a bill to protect the AAPI people. Do you feel like that? Why was that so sudden to happen versus anything against, black people, pretty much?
There are laws in place for racial discrimination and violence against black people. There are already laws in place. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of laws in place for the Asian American community. And Asian American hate crimes have been on the rise since the last year for reasons. We definitely know what those reasons are. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Right. Someone saying that the virus came from China.
The Chinese flu. So yeah, there are definitely reasons for that. So that all they've done is put an extension onto the bills that have already been in place for against hate crimes against other minority groups. So it's not like it's something rapid or they're treating Asians better. All they've done was made some addendums to include them into these things.
That's what I figured. I was hearing a lot of noise of they passed these bills for these Asian people, but they're not passing no laws for black people. And I'm like, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm sure there are a lot of black people.
There definitely are.
Not just black people, but I think just across the board of, I guess, any race.
And as far as, race goes, well, the Chinese were the first, race where they were mentioned in laws, for discrimination, the Chinese Exclusion Act, where they were singling out people from China from coming into America. So again, they're not just
history fact.
They're not just treating treating them better than blacks. There's a lot of laws on the books for blacks. Whether or not people follow them is a different story. So all they've done is added some addendums to include them because of the rise in hate crimes against them for reasons.
So what's happening to black people with like the police brutality? That's not looked at as a hate crime, then, or is
because they're agents of the state.
Ah.
I mean, we know there's racism and racism and the discrimination by the police towards black people, but the police are agents of the state, so those aren't looked at as hate crimes.
There you go. Okay, makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Then it's like you can't call it a hate crime because they're agents of the state.
Yeah, they are the law.
Not right. I don't agree with it.
Oh yeah, and you shouldn't. but yeah,
it makes sense. It's that loophole to cover it, to cover them. Huh. Well, tune in next week when we have another history lesson with Stefan.
I like to inform and educate. So again, I think that covers everything.
Yeah, this, like I said, this episode was just a matter of what's going on, like what's going on.
Yeah, no, okay, let's not do that.
No, okay. Just kind of cover a couple of little topics and show our face, and people hear our voices again because we out and about, we doing things, trying some things, some new things. So we here.
More coming soon.
Yes.
All right, so that's the show. As always, you can check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes.
And Apple Podcasts too.
Well, yeah. iTunes did turn into Apple Podcasts.
Yeah. I keep getting a bunch of emails from them. So Apple Podcasts also. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the YouTube page. And check out the videos we have up there as well.
All right, that's the show. Peace out.
Peace.